What's up, people of Earth? It's your host, Von Joseph, on The Von Joseph Show. Tonight, it's thoughts from LA to the UK. That's right, we've got our LA special guest, Mr. AlfonZo Rachel, drummer from 20 Pound Sledge and host of the Zoloft on AlfonZoRachel.com. So we're going to be talking about the flat Earth. Remember we did flat Earth? Wow, it was controversy, crazy flat Earth. We're going to talk about Donald Trump. Apparently he's building a wall, not like Pink Floyd, but to keep people from sneaking in from the southern border. We're going to be talking about that, and apparently Blossom is deciding that she's going to be a Muslim. So what's up with that? Stay tuned for the Von Joseph Show and find out. Welcome to the Von Joseph Show, you guys. It is Thoughts from LA to the UK night. I am here in sunny United Kingdom, and we've got our special guest, Mr. Zo Rachel from the Zoloft, all the way from California. So we're going to talk about Donald Trump. He's been in office for a week now. What's been going on with that? He's already begun signing executive orders all over the place. The United States is going to leave the Trans-Pacific Partnership. So TPP is done. If you don't know what TPP is, look it up. It's not toilet paper, you guys, but it was kind of like a bit of piece of crap, in my opinion. There's a federal hiring freeze, and overseas abortions, boom, no longer paid for by the government. So over the weekend, there was this big, silly controversy, and like I said, I'm over here in England, and I'm watching it on the news, and I watch, BBC, but I also watch Fox and RT and all those other ones, because I want to kind of get a group thought pool going, I guess, from these various media outlets and see what everybody has to say. And it's been a nightmare, and everyone's talking about whose inauguration attendance was higher. Seriously, President Trump or Barack Obama? Who cares? Who really cares? I didn't care, but apparently the media cared, Facebook cared, everybody was going batshit crazy over who had more people at their inauguration. So Press Secretary Sean Spicer came out and said, Barack Obama, yeah, he might have had more, but President Reagan was number one. But when you take into account all of the externals, like the online feeds and streaming that people were watching, President Trump had more. And then there was this big backlash over that as well. So who knows who had the more, the higher viewership? Who cares? Why is this ratings thing all that important? I don't know. Maybe because he's an actor or a reality TV show star. I don't know. So Mexico, the wall's going up. The president of Mexico was supposed to come to Washington to have a meeting with Donald Trump, and they canceled that because there's obviously some tension amongst the two nations' leaders. So catch and release is done as well. If you don't know what catch and release is, it was reinstated by President Barack Obama. What it means is if you sneak into the United States from the southern border and you're captured by Border Patrol, they basically let you go. If you're coming in there and you say you want to seek asylum into the United States, they'll let you go. They'll put you on a bus paid for by the American tax dollar and say, off you go to wherever it is that you want to go. Make sure you show up to this court date, and they don't usually show up for obvious reasons. So they're almost set free immediately. Never see them again. So we don't know if this wall, once it's built, if it's going to slow down the illegals crossing into the country, or if the crackdown on the sanctuary cities will reduce the influx of illegals into the United States. Who knows? We'll certainly find out soon enough. So joining us today, you guys, we've got, like I said, Mr. AlfonZo Rachel from the Zoloft. Zo, what up?
What's going on, man?
How we doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for updating me. I didn't know all this crap was going on.
That's your world today. So what are your thoughts on that? The wall's going up. They say the American taxpayer is not going to pay for it. Do you think it's going to have an effect?
Well, I reckon, anybody can think of some other path that somebody can take. I'm pretty sure, the Trump administration has considered different contingencies, man. It's like, okay, there may be tunnels, who knows, man. They may try to attach themselves to a kite and try to fly over the wall. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they've considered these things and, are prepared to take action as far as that goes. Some sort of deterrent, I reckon, needs to be put in place. I understand a lot of people probably think it's xenophobic and we're not friendly to foreigners and stuff like that. It's like, look, America is a beautiful and vibrant, colorful place because of immigration. Let's not get it twisted. But if you're gonna do it illegally, that hurts people. It is. We're not trying to hurt people who want to come here. We want to help people who want to come here. But meet us halfway. We got to know who you are. That's all we're saying. So with this wall, we need. It's up as some sort of deterrent. Is it foolproof? No, but it's probably going to do a lot more to the effect of what's desired as opposed to not.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I'm sitting here and I'm doing the research earlier today, and I'm looking at the number of illegals that have come into the United States, and your healthcare prices have gone through the roof. A lot of this, I think, is the reason why they've tried to implement this Obamacare. I'm trying to think of what they officially call it, the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, but if I may say something to that really quick, that's one of the reasons why people want to leave their country, because this nationalization of things for healthcare, for instance, whether it's universal, national, socialist healthcare, whatever you want to call it, it don't work in these other countries, and they want to leave. And they're trying to come to America where they have a choice of a free market of it, and now that's being taken away. It's just something that doesn't work. When we try to make the government the central aspect of all these industries, it doesn't work. It sends economies south, and people start hurting, and they want to get away, and they try to come here.
Right. We have National Health Service here in England, so we have the free healthcare. Well, it's not free. Taxpayers pay into it, and people that don't have any money, they get it for free. So it's a similar situation. So we have, because we were part of the EU, and I think this may have been part of the driving force behind Brexit, we have all these people that come into this country from wherever in the EU, and they immediately get free healthcare. So if they're Polish or whatever the case may be, they come in and they can then take advantage of this healthcare system, and they get all this free service. And it's put a strain. On the healthcare system. You have doctors that are now being asked to work weekends, and you don't really get the quality of care that you would normally get, and even the hospitals are now under strain, and they're turning people away. They're postponing surgeries, and it's a big mess. It's definitely been a humongous mess right now, and I don't understand what's going to happen or what the United States is hoping to achieve by having this universal health care. But it is going to, like we said, it is going to be changed, and the sanctuary cities are going to have to be held accountable for harboring these people. That's why I don't know if you're familiar with Kate's Law. They introduced this Kate's Law a while back. This young lady, I believe she was from San Francisco, if my memory serves me correctly. She was killed by an illegal immigrant who was deported 6 times. He was like this low-level drug dealer that kept sneaking into the United States. He's been deported, and he kept coming into the country, and he ended up killing this woman. And had there been tougher laws, and it wasn't even so much that the laws needed to be tougher, in my opinion, but they needed to be enforced. Exactly. They need to be enforced, and they weren't. And then now this young lady's dead because of this low-life guy. So what do you think is going to be the key component to getting these cities to comply to the federal government? Will it be the withholding federal funds, or bringing federal officers into these states to handle things?
I think that's going to be the start of it, the federal funding. And really quick, if I may say, that was one of the reasons why, Obama tried to use that. The Obama administration tried to use that, how they were, really tough on illegal immigration by the number of deportations that they had. And right now with that case law, that guy is an example of it. It's like, no, they didn't actually have a lot of deportations. They were repeat deportations. Right. Somebody come in, they catch him, and they put him back, and there's a deport. That person comes back, they just keep coming back. That's what they're counting. They're not actually counting how many people they deported. They're counting how many times they deported the same people.
Right. And
it's like, this doesn't work. And for these sanctuary cities, just like you said, that's going to be one of the probably one of the approaches to it is to withhold funding, from these cities. And I'm hoping just a basic enforcement of the law.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
right?
It seems like it's just so simplistic that it shouldn't even be a topic of discussion, but it should just be happening already. So, the Women's March, there was this big Women's March across the world. Sorry, it was happening globally, and people were all over the place, predominantly in the United States. Millions of women came together to march in protest of Donald Trump and the perceived intrusion of the government on the woman's right to have complete control over their reproductive organs, I guess we'll say. So, how did it feel back in the United States? Obviously, I'm not there. I only see what I see on the news, and I like to get a on the ground perspective. Something that's a bit more objective, because I only see what's being reported. So, what did that do? I don't understand what the purpose of that was and why it
With this
happened.
Women's March, what did it feel like? How did it feel? Ooh, it felt like we were violated. That's what it felt like. Ew. It's like, look, hey, look, ladies, no means no, okay? But hey, with this Women's March, all this really basic what it really boils down to, what these women really want, is that they want to be able to have a lifestyle with no consequences. Really, what it comes down to. They're not talking about income equality. They're not talking about any of that. Really, it comes down to is that they want to have this lifestyle that has no consequences, and they want the freedom to. It's like, look, if we want to have an abortion, they're worried about these abortion rights being taken away. They'll try to say it's a health care right. Well, it ain't healthy for the kid. They'll try to say that this is all about their reproductive rights, or trying to say something else like, look, or equality, women's equality. Well, what about the equality of the kid? Doesn't the kid have the equal, as our Constitution says, doesn't that kid have the equal right to life, right? Doesn't that kid have the equal right to liberty? Isn't that kid free to live? Isn't that kid free to pursue happiness? What about the equality for the kid? So these women, that's really all they're talking about, is that they want to be free to have abortions. And I'm not understanding how killing off kids makes any nation great. I'm not seeing how picking on a little kid and killing it is a demonstrate of female power. It's like, wow, you're such a strong and able and independent female, and you're going to demonstrate that by destroying a baby. So it's like, I don't get it, and that's okay that I don't get it, because they don't get it either. They're in total contradiction of what it is that they're doing. A lot of them kids that they want to abort are young females. So how pro-woman is that?
That's an interesting point. Very interesting point. So maybe in the next show we'll have a female opposing viewpoint, or a viewpoint period. It doesn't have to necessarily be opposing, on the show, so we can get a bit more feedback on that. I saw it. I didn't really understand what it was all about, and I still don't understand what benefit it had. I don't think anything changed. I know that it was funded by George Soros, so there's always an agenda behind certain things when I see stuff like that, and I just kind of leave it as it is. I saw that.
I think really
Go
quick,
ahead.
I think what it was supposed, I'm not totally sure. I think it was supposed to be like something in honor of Hillary Clinton. It was something about, add her name or something like that. They wanted her name added to some sort of honorary or whatnot. I'm not totally sure. But it started off as that, and they still took over and they made it about them.
She wasn't even there, and Madonna was talking about blowing up the White House or something like that, wasn't she?
Wow.
So, had I said
Jeez.
something like that, I would have heard a knock, knock, knock probably a few hours later, and
Yeah. Right.
Would have
But
been.
hey, but it's a terror tactic. That's what blowing up stuff, blowing up churches. I mean, hey, that's what the Democrat Party has been all about.
That's insanity.
That's what they've always done.
That's
They
insane.
haven't changed. People talk about they switched sides. No, they ain't switched nothing. They're still the same people. The mentality is still there.
So a lot of I'm seeing that, maybe not a lot, but I'm seeing that women, or two women in particular, have decided to register as Muslims in the United States. Mayim Bialik, who was on The Big Bang Theory, and if you're an older guy like myself, you might remember her as Blossom from the TV show Blossom back in the day, and Miss Madeleine Albright, especially, both of them Jewish women. Madeleine Albright, I believe, was brought up as or was Catholic until she realized she was Jewish or something like that. I saw on TV, but they're saying
Doesn't sound like Madeleine Albright is all bright.
that.
It's almost you. Hey, remember that woman who was a head of a chapter of the NAACP? What was it, Rachel Dolezal?
Oh yes, the one that wanted
Remember that?
to
Remember that
be
nut?
black lady. Yeah.
Okay, now this is the same crap, and it's totally contradicting to the whole narrative of tolerance and acceptance and stuff like that. What really would have been powerful if Rachel Dolezal would have accepted what she is. She's a white woman, right? Yeah. You're white. Now, the real strength and show of solidarity would be, yeah, you as a white woman can get along with black people. We're supposed to get along anyway, so I don't understand this whole pat yourself on the back just because you can get along with people of different races. You know, it's like, dude, get over yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, but here it is, Rachel Dolezal, if you really want to show something powerful, you should just go ahead and stick to being a white woman and you can get along with black people. But no, you feel like in order for you to actually get along with black people and be solid with them is that you have to be black yourself. That's racist, and there's nothing solid about that. And that's the same thing with Madeleine Albright. Let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that in order for you to get along with Muslims, you have to be a Muslim? No, the true show of strength and unity would be like, hey, I can set aside my differences as a Jew and still get along with you. I think that's power.
I think what it is mainly is that she's upset, or they are upset with the fact that President Trump is trying to ban them from being able to come in, and so they're saying, well, we're trying to support them. I don't know if so much if it's about them getting along, but I think it's more of a move to oppose what the president is trying to do. And
yeah, I think that's a greater incentive, and it's gross pandering, man. I mean, that's
exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. So, good luck to them. And I don't know, I don't know why so many people are now active in trying to save the Constitution when the Constitution was being trampled for years prior to this. You know, with the Iran nuke deal, this amnesty plan, refusal to deport illegals, like we talked earlier. You know, this mandate over private health care records. All this stuff was going on, you know, and no one was saying anything on that side of the table. But so we did a show, it was about 2 weeks ago, I think, about flat Earth. And shifting gears, I digress. Yes, so
hold on, man. Let me go get my tinfoil hat. Hold on, I'll be right back.
So the flat earthers lost their minds on the fact that you
mean it would have lost already?
Yeah, well, they demonstrated that they were clearly unhappy. So yeah. I got a flood of messages, and I see that you then subsequently made another show on the Zoloft with regards to the flat Earth. What was the feedback on that show?
Man, the feedback was foul, man. And of course, and the thing is, this is what's funny, is that they actually thought that I underestimated them. You know, like, I'll bet you didn't think that you would, be faced with so many flat earthers. It's like, no, dude, I even said in the video, the reason why I'm making this video is because I know there's a lot of you. I don't underestimate you. And also, it's like my whole thing is like, look, if you guys want to, believe that the earth is flat, that's fine. But please do not try to drag Christianity into it, because we have a hard enough, time trying to make the case that, look, man, what is written in the Bible is plausible, and we don't need y'all messing it up for us. Okay, so, please don't attach this whole flat earth thing. There's not enough scripture that substantiates the idea of a flat earth. And if you do find it, you're cherry picking it and you're not squaring with other scripture that says otherwise. There's no contradictions here. You guys are just leaving things out, right? So, with me making that video, it was just the whole point of, I'm questioning what it is that you believe. It was a twofold effort with the video. One, I'm questioning what it is that you believe. I'm sorry, threefold. Questioning what you believe. Two, I'm asking that be careful, Christians, be careful, because they're going to try to attach this to you, and it was the warning. It's like, look, these people are out there, man. And when I say out there, I mean like they're out there.
It was an interesting show, to say the least. That's for sure. So I look forward to follow-up shows on that. So thanks for chatting with us tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you on. AlfonZo Rachel, you guys, drummer from 20 Pound Sledge, and check him out on the Zoloft on his website at alfonzorachel.com. And We'll be right back. Actually, we're not going to be right back. I'm going to go because I think we've said enough for today. It's been brilliant. So we'll catch you next week. And you guys stick around. Check out V3 TV. Check out our videos. Check out all our great stuff. Check out the Zoloft. Check out 20 Pound Sledge. Great music, you guys. Amazing stuff. So, Zo, brother, thank you so much. And we'll catch you next week.
All right, man. Thank you.
AlfonZo Rachel, 20 Pound Sledge, you guys. Great guest to always have on the show. Check us out next week. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to have us ask the mighty AlfonZo Rachel, feel free to email us at info@v3tv.uk. Check out the website, as we mentioned. As always, you can always upload your videos. If you're a musician, we got places for you to put your videos up there, you guys. If you're an actor, comedian, all that stuff, pop your videos up there. If you want to say, I want to talk to that guy about the flat earth, we could probably arrange that. I don't know. We'll see if we can do that. Send us a message and we'll check it out for you guys. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys the next time on The Von Joseph Show. Thanks.